that. Let's break this down for Reese to the barest theological minimum. Basically, what you have is Paleo Hebrew is a font. It's interesting. I was talking about fonts earlier.
It's a script. Yeah, it's
a script or a font that was used back in the day, right? And many people believe it was the first, the genesis of Hebrew script. Okay, and what they believe is, and what is taught, basically, if you open up almost any Hebrew grammar, you're going to find this as well. So it's not like this is a quack idea. The idea is that people would write almost like hieroglyphs, okay? Almost like hieroglyphs. They had little pictures that they'd make, and it would represent something, okay? And then throughout time...
the letter Resh is a head for Rosh, so it's like a picture of a head. A Yod, the letter Yod is a hand. An Ayin is an eye. So it's like instead, like you actually draw a picture of an eyeball and then a head and then a hand.
Right.
And then a house for Bet, right? Or an ox for Aleph. And then it creates like a little cave drawing, like a little caveman stick figures. And then you interpret, that's telling you the story, like a cartoon, like a Sunday morning cartoon.
So I will give you an example. It's the example that I give this example because what ends up happening, no matter what ends up happening is Hebrew, like every language, evolves. And it evolved into what we call an abecedary, which means that no longer did the letters represent the pictures that they originally may have represented, but rather they represented a sound. So for instance, the Dalet now represents a D sound, or in English, an M now represents an M sound instead of a waves, right? So let me give you an example in English to try to break this down even more. Let's say that I use the word mom, okay? So I love my mom. And someone who believed in Hebrew word pictures or English word pictures in our example here would say, oh, well, what you're really saying, Caleb isn't saying that he loves the person who gave birth to him. What he's actually saying is that he loves an ox in water. And the reason why is because the M originally represented waves of water. And the O...
Or M in Hebrew, the word mother for...
No, I'm using an English version, and then the O originally represented an ox, and then you have another wave, so it's an ox between water. So he's not saying that he loves his mom. What he's saying is that he loves an ox in water. That's what he's actually saying. And from this, if we break all the words down like this, we can get the true meaning of what Caleb is now saying, right? And
except so what that then people say, well, actually, the M is a mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
And the O really isn't ox. It is, something else. And then they'll come up with a different teaching.
You'll have, and people have already mentioned Brad Scott in the chat room. Brad Scott does use Hebrew word pictures. He's notorious for this, and this is one reason that we have said many times that in terms of his Hebrew knowledge, Mr. Scott should probably not be listened to because he believes in such fantasies as this. Ultimately, the point is that what people try to do is they try to take these Hebrew word pictures.
I would just scratch the probably there and just say
fair.
He should not be listened to.
But the people try to take these now pictures, and by the way, not everyone. It's not uniformed all across the board. People have different ideas of what they actually mean, and so they can twist it however they want. What they end up trying to do is they end up trying to find hidden meaning that God has planted into the text somewhere, and that we can find all these hidden messages. Now, I will tell you that these hidden messages that these people find never give us new theology. They never expound on a text. They never do anything great for us. All they do is make it sound like the person who is teaching knows something that the audience didn't know.
That they are a revealer of secrets.
Yeah, that that they hold some keys to some mystery. Oh my word! Oh, praise the Lord! You'll always hear people like if you and I'm not trying to put people down. People get excited about things and honestly, people don't know better. But this is not how Hebrew worked. By the time Moses wrote, it was an ABC to read. Just like we have an alphabet today, he had an alphabet back then. He was not thinking that, the mem was this and this was this and this was an ox head, and if I put them together, then it has this secret meaning. That's not how it worked, and that's not how God has written his Torah.
Was by speech.
Yeah, exactly.
God didn't write the world into existence by writing letters. He spoke. The letters the letters are used to convey spoken language, not the other way around.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.